we go. Hello.
Hello,
Welcome
everybody.
to Probably Backwards Facebook Live.
Thanks, Facebook.
Thanks, Facebook, for changing the settings on us constantly.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I can't figure out how to make this go the right way.
no, it's probably a glitch, but you know what? I'm a librarian. I should be able to figure this out, and I wasn't. So thanks, Facebook. But we still have a lot of books to show you today.
2 big boxes.
Yeah, we
One each.
are really lucky. Basically, as soon as we sent that prayer out to the universe for like, please send us books, we actually got lots of books. It worked.
The
so
God's listened. And
so
we
all
got
of you
some.
book fans, please continue to say, please, book universe, send them books,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be great.
We got it.
We'll try to breeze through some of it, but some of them are really cool. So let's start with grown-ups. This is a quick one. You all probably are waiting for this one.
Oh.
A new Mary Alice Monroe, The Summer of Lost and Found. It's a season must-read. Now, lots of people are always looking forward to these, and
Beach read.
literally just says beach read all over it.
Yeah, they took it literally this time.
A lot of them do. This one sounds so interesting. It's called The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. It has one of my favorite words in the description.
Oh, let's hear it. Another 25-cent word.
It is, though. It's a $10 word.
$10 word.
It's a $10
Inflation.
word.
Inflation.
I know. Welcome to 2021. Esme is born of a world of words. Motherless and irrepressibly curious, she spends her childhood in the scriptorium in Oxford Garden Shed. Not that one.
Oh, that's not it? Okay.
It's coming up. An Oxford Garden Shed in which her father and a team of dedicated lexicographers are collecting words for the very first Oxford English Dictionary. Do you know what a lexicographer is?
Is it a word collector?
It's a person who makes dictionaries.
Oh, okay.
And I only know this because when I was a junior in college, I stage managed a play that was all about lexicography. And I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the play. I was going to look
You
at...
can't forget the word.
I blocked it all out. But the whole play was just about these, like, you walk into the theater and the whole stage is strewn with pages of a dictionary, and they're going through it, and they're saying these funny words and the definitions, and they're trying to
that sounds
find
like
what.
fun.
It was a fun play. It was very silly.
I'm going to have to look it up now.
I was gonna look it up, and then we had so much going on.
Yes, we
here.
have a lot of things going on in this void.
So her place is beneath the sorting table, unseen and unheard. One day, a slip of paper containing the word bond maid flutters beneath the table. She rescues the slip and, learning that the word means slave girl, begins to collect other words that have been discarded or neglected by the dictionary men. As she grows up, she realizes that words and meanings related to women's and common folks' experiences often go unrecorded. And so the whole
Oh my gosh,
thing
this
is that
sounds
she
amazing.
tries to make her own dictionary of lost words, and it also has, the Great War, the lost narrative of women and history written by men, and just inspired by a love of words. So this sounded really interesting. It's been out for a little while. It's not new today, but we finally got our copy today. So I've been excited to share this one with you. If you have not heard of it yet, there we go. And I'm sorry if this is backwards, but it's The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. It's hard for us to tell when it's live, but it told me it wasn't going to flip it today. So
I think that sounds awesome.
here's another one a lot of people are waiting for. Stacey Abrams. This is called While Justice Sleeps. A lot of people are waiting for this one. This one was pretty hot.
Yes.
As is-
That's a nonfiction. Yes. Or no?
No, it's
Oh, no, it's
actually
a novel.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
novel.
wow,
It's actually
okay.
a novel. Yes, it is
Wow,
a novel.
Stacey Abrams.
So yes, that's why a lot of
Talented.
people are really excited to see what the spin is going to be on some of this. Yeah.
I'm
Right?
very impressed.
I know.
It's that Stacey
It's
Abrams.
not Stacey Abrams, but it's a
Alright.
novel. Also, everybody is waiting for this one. Jennifer Weiner's That Summer, another beach read, hotly anticipated. Came out today. A timely and deliciously twisty novel of intrigue, secrets, and the transformative power of female friendship. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the colors too. Really nice.
We have a lot to go through, sorry.
Yeah.
But I know everybody's waiting for that one, so that one's no surprise.
Oh wait, I think I read. Didn't I read a book by her? Did she write the one about the summer kitchen too?
Big Summer
I feel
was
like she
last
read
year's.
The summer kitchen. Can't remember. I thought that was the same one, which was really good too.
So this one a lot of people have been waiting for also. Emily Henry last year did Beach Read, and this year we have People We Meet on Vacation. And apparently this one is also really good. I have a friend who loved Beach Read and then read this one and said, there we go, this is my summer 2021 novel, just like Beach Read was. So if you loved Beach Read last year, it was so popular, you're probably gonna love this one. The People We Meet on Vacation.
Oh.
2 best friends, 10
vacation.
summer trips, 1 last chance to fall in love.
Oh, that sounds nice. The idea of vacation sounds great.
Vacation, wow! This one is called Mary Jane, and it's a coming-of-age novel.
I can tell by the record album. It's from my time, maybe.
1970s Baltimore. 14-year-old Mary Jane loves cooking with her mother, singing in her church choir, and enjoying her family's subscription to the Broadway Show Tunes of the Month record club.
Oh boy.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, but I have a feeling she's gonna get wild or something.
You're gonna see, she's gonna find another world. Well, shy, quiet, and bookish, she's glad when she lands a summer job as a nanny for the daughter of a local doctor. A respectable job, Mary Jane's mother says, in a respectable house. So they thought.
I see a cigarette in somebody's hand on the cover here. I'm
and it's not from her home with the Broadway Show Tunes of the Month.
Yeah.
I love show tunes, so, I can't say.
Yeah.
But, the house may look respectable on the outside, but inside it's a literal and figurative mess. Clutter on every surface. Impeachment now more than ever. Bumper stickers on the doors. Cereal and takeout for dinner. And even more troublesome, were Mary Jane's mother to know, which she does not. The doctor is a psychiatrist who has cleared his summer for one important job, helping a famous rock star get clean. A week after Mary Jane starts, the rock star and his movie star wife move in. Over the course of the summer, Mary Jane introduces her new household to crisply ironed clothes and a family dinner schedule. In return, she has a front row seat to a liberal world of sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
I was gonna say, it's the 70s.
Not to mention group therapy. Caught between the lifestyle she's always known and the future she's only just realized is possible, Mary Jane will arrive. Where did I just lose my spot?
Uh-oh.
Mary Jane will arrive at September with a new idea about what she wants out of life and what kind of person she's going to be. An immersive trip into the best and worst of the 1970s.
And there were some good times and there were some bad times. I was only a kid, but
It was the best times.
It was the best, yeah, exactly.
The 70s were interesting.
All right, the plot.
The plot.
What a
Look at
great
the very
title.
meta. Look
Yeah,
at that.
I
It's a
was
book on
gonna
a
say,
book.
this is quite meta.
Yes,
Say
and
what's
then
going
when you
on.
open it up, the little description has the dictionary. A lexicographer wrote the definition
Oh
of
my.
plot.
The plot.
This one sounds really interesting. Jacob Finch Bonner was once a promising young novelist with a respectably published first book. Today, he's teaching in a third-rate MFA program and struggling to maintain what's left of his self-respect. He hasn't written, let alone published anything decent in years. When Evan Parker, his most arrogant student, announces he doesn't need Jake's help because the plot of his book in progress is a sure thing, Jake is prepared to dismiss the boast as typical amateur narcissism. But then he hears the plot. Jake returns to the downward trajectory of his own career and braces himself for the supernova publication of Evan Parker's first novel. But it never comes. When he discovers that his former student has died, presumably without ever completing his book, Jake does what any self-respecting writer would do with a story like that, a story that absolutely needs to be told.
Steal
What do
it.
you think? In a few short years, all of Evan Parker's predictions have come true, but Jake is the author enjoying the wave. He is wealthy, famous, praised, and read all over the world, but at the height of his glorious new life, an email arrives. That's how it always goes. The first in a terrifying anonymous campaign. You are a thief, it says.
You can't just do that. You can't just steal somebody's work. Come on.
As Jake struggles to understand his antagonist and hide the truth from his readers and his publishers, he begins to learn more about his late student, and what he discovers both amazes and terrifies him. Who was Evan Parker, and how did he get the idea for his sure thing of a novel? What is the real story behind the plot, and who stole it from who?
Okay, now I'm dying to know what the plot is.
I know.
I gotta know. What is the plot?
know.
I'm gonna have to skip
Stephen
it.
King says it's insanely readable, so that means it must be good.
Insanely readable. Oh my goodness. Oh, are we into teens down here?
We're into teens down
All right.
here. This is a new one. It's about roller derby, which
I
has
love roller derby
definitely
for
seen,
girls.
I mean,
Love
it was definitely popular when I was in college many moons ago, but it's definitely seen like an uptick, I think, in the pandemic. I know a lot of people who are roller skating again. I've seen a lot of stuff about roller derby. So we have a teen novel about roller derby. Let me see if I can do like a shorter synopsis of this one. So Chance brings her to roller derby. She's, of course, hooked. The sport requires a lot of teamwork and human interaction that she generally avoids after the death of her parents. But it helps her. It really helps her get through the emotional pain of what she's been through by replacing it with fun physical pain. It's the fun kind, apparently.
Fun kind.
And just, all about what she learns through her teammates and her
gosh, that
fans
sounds
and the
awesome.
community that she's in. So this one sounds really cool. I might try to read this
I
one
think
soon.
that sounds like a fun one and
Yeah.
interesting.
For everybody
I know
who's a
this.
fan of,
Yeah.
the Red Queen books, Victoria Aveyard, there's a brand new one. It's not part of an existing series. I think this will be a series. It's called Realm Breaker, and it is supposed to be a true fantasy masterpiece. So if you love the Red Queen books, I know they were so
They were so
popular.
popular.
They're still a little popular, but it's kind of died down a little bit. Here's a new one to renew your interest in this author. I expect this one to be very hot.
Hot, hot, hot.
Hot, hot, hot. Fantasy
All
is
right.
hot, hot, hot.
Oh.
We have a new Miles Morales. This is number 4. It's called Ultimatum. So, new comic. There is another one coming out, I think, in June. So, we'll have number 5 soon.
Have a couple new comics
Yes,
here.
yes. We have the newest My Hero Academia. This is 27. 28 is coming out also in June. And then I think 29 is coming out in the fall. So, we'll have these soon. We've seen an uptick in popularity of manga. So... And then for all of our horror fans who love graphic novels and comics, we have the second volume of Something is Killing the Children. I read the first one. It's so creepy. So I'm excited to read the second one. So for teens who are maybe a little more mature or really into horror, it's just really, really creepy. A little gory. Yeah, it's a little gory. So it's definitely for teens who are into like the horror genre and like they're okay with that. But it's really... very atmospheric, very creepy, and super interesting.
I feel like the cover warns you, though.
Yeah.
And the title. The
like,
cover and the title
Something
tells
is
you.
Killing the Children.
If you like
Yeah.
bunnies and rainbows, don't read this
Not
one.
this one. This one.
Ooh,
And
what's
then
this one?
Switch by A.S. King, who won the Prince for her book Dig. And her books are all kind of like a little surreal almost. They're like not really set in reality, just the worlds are always a little out there. And this one, called Switch, is about a switch.
A switch of what?
Literally, a time switch.
Oh.
Apparently. I don't know. I have to read it. I haven't read it yet. Time has stopped. It's been June 23rd, 2020 for nearly a year, which honestly kind of is...
I don't remember that day specifically, but it would be. I'm sure it would be a not
Like,
great day
first
to be
I read
stuck.
the description and I was like, is this a euphemism? Because it feels like the days aren't passing in
Yeah.
2020. Like, even though we're in 2021 now, I'm still like, oh, 2020 has me down. It's
Yeah.
not 2021 now. It's not 2020 anymore, but it feels like it.
Oh my
But it's actually something a little different. It's been June 23rd for nearly a year, as far as anyone can tell. Frantic adults demand that teenagers focus on finding practical solutions to the worldwide crisis. Trigger. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Not everyone is on board, though. Javelin throwing prodigy Truda Becker is pretty sure her solution time class won't solve the world's problems, but she does have a few ideas what might. Truda lives in a house with a switch that no one ever touches, a switch her father protects every day by nailing it into hundreds of progressively larger boxes. But Truda's got a crowbar, and one way or another, she's going to see what happens when she flips the switch.
Oh my goodness.
I know, so I
It's
really don't
short.
know. Yeah, I
You've
don't
been
really
packing
know.
a lot of stuff in that little book.
I know, I don't really know much about what else it's about, but it's kind of like free verse. They're like short little sections. It's a really interesting format, which is pretty typical for A.S. King, just to have interesting vignettes and layouts. So it should actually go pretty quickly because you have all of these little...
Yeah, it looks like a fast read. so
Yeah,
it's-
all
it's
these little
amazing she's
sections.
got all
So
that
I'm gonna
packed in
see
there.
I'm gonna see if I can get to this one soon because I'm very curious to see what it's actually about. So those are the adult and teen ones. We have a bunch of children's
Nice
books.
ones. I kind of organized them as, like I could try by what they were like or what they were about. So I have one nonfiction that I thought was really cool. It's called Climate Change, The Choice is Ours. And it's kind of neat because it tries to be, on the back it tells you, it's got, The Choice is Ours is an interactive book that outlines the causes of climate change and gently explores its consequences, like rising sea levels, extreme weather, and more. So I liked that idea, that it's gentle, because we don't want to terrify children, but they are interested and they are curious. And you can spin this little thing and see what happens if you don't change something or if you do change something. So like if you don't change how much water you use, what would happen? And if you do change, and then it gives gentle little suggestions on how to change it. So I thought that was really neat. I like that it's bright and colorful.
I love the layout.
I love this gimmick of the spinner because I feel like, I don't know, kids love a little like a game. It gamifies it and then gives it little suggestions on what could happen and what you can do to change things. So I just thought that was great. So that was a fun new nonfiction we got. And I did buy a bunch of new climate change books because I didn't have a lot. I was surprised. I don't know if they got lost.
I think we may have gotten rid of the ones that were no longer relevant because it changes so
It does.
quickly. You
And
have to keep up
I
with
feel
it.
like I hadn't got a lot, so I was excited to get some new ones, but that was my favorite. So now this book, Allyssa and I immediately fell in love with. It's beautiful.
It's so meaningful.
It's very touching. It's called Keeping the City Going by the Caldecott winner Brian Floca. And it's, of course, beautifully illustrated. And it's all about the basically everyday people who kept the city going, the bus drivers and the people on that work the subways and people who work in the grocery stores and do deliveries and drive the taxis, and how, through the pandemic, they have really been keeping everything going. And they're essential. And I guess they didn't know that before, but they know that now. And what I like about it is that it's a story about the times we're going through, but it's kind of gentle. It doesn't seem like it's too scary or anything, because I think this is one of those times that children are going to remember, and it's going to be something that they do carry. They're going to carry it with them.
And there are little bits of humor, like this page I read out to Marie before because it's just funny. We can all relate to. We ordered things that maybe we really don't need, and we got so excited when the delivery drivers came up to our house, and we have such a newfound appreciation for them. We've always loved them before, but even more so now. And so there's a little bit of humor, like, well, we promise we won't order more unnecessary things again.
It looks like they ordered a little dinosaur toy that they had to have. So
they had to have it.
Had to have it. So super, super sweet, very, very timely and relevant, and just a gentle way to honor that children are feeling a little bit maybe scared about things they're going through. And in the back, it has the rainbow pictures, which I love.
Yeah.
I have one of those in my window too.
Yeah, there's still a lot of houses in my neighborhood
So I
that do.
just think that's really, it's just special and beautiful, and I love the illustrations. So
Yeah, it's
I
gorgeous.
think that's gonna be a great one. And this one is another nice picture book that came in, The Museum of Everything by Lynn Ray Perkins. And what I really loved about it is it kind of describes how children love to collect things: buttons, feathers, rocks, acorns. How would you display them? What would you put in a museum that you decided to make? And I just thought that was really neat. It has very unique art to it, some three-dimensional
Oh, that's so
art.
fun.
Yeah, it's just really neat. And I love the idea that a child can make their own museum, because when we're home a lot, which we've been this past year, we might get bored and we might be collecting things, and what could we do with those things, and how could we show those things, and why would we keep those things? Why would we keep them in our museum? So I think
so
that's a really neat story.
And kids they do love to collect random things.
Rocks
And this is
feathers
kind of,
and
if you have a kid who does it, this is a nicer way to present it rather than, why do you have all this junk around your room? And
they're treasures.
they all have
treasures.
their little treasures.
Yeah, and I think I thought that was really special. Simple things that children love to do. Moving on to our beginning readers, I have a new one coming in, the Hello Hedgehog. And this is an acorn reader,
really
and they're
cute.
super cute, very easy comic books, but I don't put them in the comic book section because they are so perfect for beginning readers. And I have a bunch of them. There's this one, and I think there's a fox series with a little fox in them. Very cutely illustrated, very nice, simple comic book for kids that want to read what the big kids are reading, but aren't quite there yet. And also in the back, look, a little illustration how to draw.
That's so
'Cause
cute.
it's a very cute little guy. So I love that they show you how to draw it, and it's just a very nice little comic book for young ones. And this one is for just a little bit more advanced. The Unicorn Rescue Society, which is just a great title. It's by Adam Gidwitz, who's done a ton of fantasy kind of stories for kids. This one, what I love about it is, again, the format. So if your kids are moving out of you know, some of those shorter chapter books we've always been talking about that have a lot of white space and stuff. This is a little bit longer, but still plenty of white space, plenty of illustrations.
Oh,
So it's just
good, yeah.
another one of those nice sort of in-between books, and it's fun, it's funny, it's about, you know, protecting mythical creatures. So it's fun and adventurous, and again, I love these formats they're coming out with, for these kids whose eyes
It
just get tired.
reminds me of books that I read when I was a kid. They did like Gooseberry Park type of books, but there kind of wasn't as many because I think we expected kids to go from Gooseberry Park to like big novels, and we still need more variety for kids who are working on their stamina.
Yeah, this is a perfect one for building stamina. I love that word because it's like 180 something pages maybe, but
it's
not
great.
hard pages. They're not hard. It's not really dense. So this is for some of my readers that are maybe ready to move on to a little bit longer, but not quite up to this yet. And this is another one of the Rick Riordan Presents, and this is by Gracie Kim, and it's a new series called The Gifted Clans, and it's based on some, I think, mythology from Korea, and so that's kind of neat. I love that he is presenting folk tales and mythologies and stuff from other countries and other cultures, not just Greece, not just Egypt. I love that. And so he's got this new series coming out about, and let's see, it's all about like people who are gifted with magic, and it runs in their family, and there's the family spell book, and just, you know, sisters, which I love, and on the back,
Yeah.
I think this was what got me the most. Where was the one that said sisters? Something about sisters, and I was like, oh, I have my own sister that I'm very close to, so I was like, I love that. I love a story about sisters, so that's going to be in here too, and family, which I love. I think that you'll like that one. Oh, and this guy has a new one too, Stuart Gibbs.
Very popular.
These you can tell by the covers. I don't know if there's other ones on the back. He has like these very strong covers that are like very bold.
recognizable too.
Yeah, and the kids really like them. This one is called Bare Bottom. I don't know what's that all about. He always has. Oh, that's the other thing.
They're
always very
always a
silly
little funny,
titles.
yeah.
Very silly titles. And this one, Teddy Fitzroy and his family are camping in Yellowstone National Park, and the endangered bison of the park has mysteriously disappeared. And a massive local grizzly bear named Sasquatch breaks into the house, causing chaos. And so I think what I loved about it was just the whole idea of like a family vacation, the road trip.
Oh,
I'm
that
like,
sounds
this is
like so
perfect
much
for now.
fun. Yeah.
This is like perfect for now. This is like a going into summer or summer kind of book. Kids have summer reads too.
Yes.
They might not have beaches on them, but
I like that I just said I was like, yes, we do.
yes, we do.
We're such
She's like
kids
a
at
kid,
heart.
yeah, me too. So I'm like, this just looks fun, and I love the bear's face, and I just love all of it. So I think the kids are gonna love that one. This one, also another one based on Native American stories, and this is called The Healer of the Water Monster, and it's an Own Voices book written by Brian Young, who is a member of the Navajo Nation.
That's awesome.
And he's written this great story about a boy who goes to visit his grandma on the Navajo reservation, and he knows he's in for a summer with no running water and no electricity, so another summer book here. But that's okay. He loves spending time with with Nolly, and that's his grandma, and his uncle Jet, though it's clear when Jet arrives that he's bringing his problems with him. One night, while lost in the nearby desert, Nathan finds something extraordinary. A holy being from the Navajo creation story, the water monster, is in need of help. So together, Nathan and the water monster, named Pond, must figure out how to cure the mysterious illness that plagues the pond. With the help of other Navajo holy beings, Nathan is determined to save his new friend and help his Uncle Jet heal from his own pain. So I just think that's neat, another type of story that maybe kids have not heard yet.
I like that. That sounds awesome.
And I love the Own Voices thing. I'm really psyched about that. So I think it's going to be a great one. And my last three all
I
go
saw
together.
her unpack these, and I didn't have a chance to really look through them, but these are so cool.
These are so cool. I have been inspired because I know I love to hike. I'm not like, a really crazy mountainous rugged hiker or anything like that. I don't pretend, but I really do enjoy it. And I love that kids have been spending more time outside. I've been seeing families outside. It just makes me so happy. So I ordered some new books on hiking, and they kind of cover the range. And I don't think I realized I did that at the time, but I have a hiking day, which is a picture book by Anne Rockwell and Lizzie Rockwell, who I love. They do great books that are kind of nonfiction, but not completely nonfiction. It's really she makes them a story, but there is probably going to be some information in there too about hiking. And just look at the beautiful family picture.
I love the colors,
Yeah,
too.
I love all of this, and I love that they show a little child enjoying nature with their family. So this is perfect for your youngest ones. And then we can move up a little bit to maybe our, couple a little bit older, and we've got this book, which is so cute, On the Nature Trail, and it comes with, it's got all these great illustrations of different animals you might see, and worms, and all just really fun things you might see on a nature walk. And then it even includes, and I'm gonna have to put this in the record note, a little magnifying glass to check things out. So that was perfect for just slightly older.
So cool.
And then for our middle grade kids, we have a book on hiking and camping.
That's awesome.
And this is a lot more detailed. It's definitely for for somebody who's serious about it.
It's like a little handbook.
It's a handbook, yeah, and it's got a nice cover to it. It's even like a nice waterproof cover
Durable.
to it. Talks about navigation, food, how to carry your food, how to store your food when you're camping. This one's like a little bit more detailed, but really
Is there
neat.
a ruler in the back?
A ruler? Oh yes.
Yeah.
look
Oh
at
my
that.
gosh.
Oh,
So you
wow.
could bring this with
So
you.
You really could just bring this with you and measure and be like,
Oh,
that,
that's so
that pine
cool.
cone is 4 inches long. Must be from the
These
so-and-so."
tracks
Yeah.
are 3 inches long. What could they belong to?
It's great. It even has plant identification in there and just really fun
Awesome.
things. Bear canisters, how to make a canister to hide your food from bears. Like I said, I'm not that rugged. I'm not into hiding food
I'm
from
more
bears.
of a glamper than a camper.
Yeah, I'm definitely the type that would throw the food and just
Run!
take off and hope I'm faster than the other guy. So that was, but anyway, just really fun hiking books that I have been buying some new hiking books as well because we have families that are into that. So yeah, and that's it. That's it for today.
That is it.
That's it.
We had a bunch of fun stuff.
Yep.
We hope we got more stuff for next week. Cross our fingers again. But
sending
we've got
those
some
books.
great stuff coming in. So if you're interested in any of these, let us know. You could email one of us, or you could just go straight onto bccls.org and put in a hold, and we'll let you know when you can come pick it up.
Yeah.
All right,
Have
we'll
fun.
see you next time.
Enjoy this beautiful
Bye.
weather.